Welcome viewers, and welcome Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Sporting Show.
Welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and welcome to all my viewers around the world and interstate. It's a very cold and wet, rainy day in Chelsea.
Again.
What is going on in this world? Weather.
Again, rain.
The sun's gone mad.
Now the only good news about the rain today is it's rained on Melbourne and not so much on Adelaide.
They had a bit of rain this morning. There was a bit of a... It was sort of...
Delayed start.
Delayed it, did it? Wow.
Yeah, it started about 15 minutes late.
I suppose the POMS would have been praying for more rain. Bad luck for POMS. Australia's too good anyway.
Now, we'll get into this, which is quite interesting, but I'll just start with a bit of a bad tactic. There's rain around Adelaide today, right?
Mm.
And they went out swinging. They could have stayed as long as you can.
No brains.
No brains. That was brainless.
Up here.
Brainless. I mean, if there's rain around, you're thinking, well...
You take your time.
Take your time and
didn't
hope...
want to make any runs anyway.
Hope that the play gets abandoned and washed out. Anyway, we'll get the scores or the basic result for the viewers.
Well, you can ask me my prediction in a minute, but the game was finished in the start of about 11 o'clock their time, which is half past 11 here, and it only lasted about an hour, didn't it?
That's right.
1 hour today, and my prediction last week, I'll even say it now, I might even say it again later.
Yep.
Colin asked me my prediction last week. I said Australia will win with 1 day to spare, and I was 1 hour out.
Yes, I suppose that I was more right that it'd go to the 5th day. That was my prediction.
Well, 1 hour. Yeah. Walked out and come up back again. But not a bad prediction. A week before.
We'll just give the result to the viewers.
Wait a minute. The last test I predict I win with half a day to spare, and I was 45 minutes out in that time. 2 in a row, not bad.
So the result was, for the viewers
and
who don't
Australia
know,
winning, of course.
Australia winning. Okay.
Well, the scores, what did they finish up making?
Oh, 500 and something.
No, I mean today.
Oh, today, not much. 200 and maybe close to 300.
Well, it was pretty good for them, but of course Ryan Harris and Peter Siddle were the stars today. I mean, that's why we're a good side, because we don't rely on Mr. Johnson all the time. We've got 2 or 3 backups and Nathan Lyon.
Here's a very interesting statistic. Peter Siddle has got Peterson out 9 times.
I heard that today.
Yeah, seems to get him out every time. So they put when Peterson comes in, Peter Siddle gets up the bowl.
Well, he made 53, didn't he?
Yeah. He made
he made 53.
Runs. Made a few runs, and then he got out for a strange one. But
Peter Siddle was a very good look. He would be #1 bowler most Test sides around the world.
Yeah, very good.
He would.
Yeah.
And of course Ryan Harris, they just got the best combination, I reckon, since Lily Thompson and Chappell and all them fellas back in the 70s.
So I'll get to the first question then, Barry. Are the Australians too good? Are they just too good?
Well, that's probably put them very mildly, Colin. I reckon they're miles too good. They've got the wood on England. They are petrified, frightened. What's all the other words you can use? Scaredy cats, and of course
they're flinching.
They're not going out there with much confidence at all. I mean, they just get out there and they're hoping they're going to hit the ball, and the next thing they're out caught behind, or they're just not. We're not with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's good to see, because we got towed up the last 2 series against England. Mm. This time it's going to be the opposite. So good job. So they've got to get used to it, England. You're not too flash. It's going to be 5-0. Weather permitting, Australia win 5-0.
So how have England got so bad? Is the question. I mean,
they haven't changed much. They haven't changed much. The lineup. There's only. I reckon it's still the same lot.
Carberry's the new. But he's been playing reasonably well. He's got a 50 and a 40 and those sort of runs.
Got one of the most easiest catch I've ever seen last week. I mean, the second go he went for the catch the first time. It's popped up and he couldn't even grab the second time. But anyway, that was. I'll talk about the catches, the fielding later, but Australia just miles too good for him.
Alright, Barry, well, let's get into your prediction last week. You did say it'd finish in 4 days, so you were wrong.
Yeah, 1 hour out.
1 hour out, so I was right.
So you were both half right.
Yeah, well, no, I think I was right, because I said it'd go into the 5th day.
Well, 1 hour, I mean, that's walking out and walking back, isn't it? But anyway, I predicted Australia winning, of course, and they're getting back to look like a bit like the sides in the 70s, mid-70s. Australia was killing them back in them days, and this, I reckon, the players we've got now on this side now, Yeah, the average age is probably around about 25, 26. I reckon they'll be. The next 5 years will be.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Barry, because
Peter Settle's 29, Mitchell Johnson's 30, but he'll be out for another 5 years.
I'm a bit worried about the. I reckon they're getting old, and I'll tell you, so if you got your opening batsman, you got Rogers.
He's got to go.
Right, Watson, in his 30s.
He's like, and we'll talk about Watson later here.
Martin Clark in his 30s now. You've got
well, he's only going about 35.
the wicketkeeper, 35.
Well, we got Matthew Wade to step in for him.
Ryan Harris is 34.
He's 34.
Yeah, and Peter Siddle is about 30.
He's 30, yeah.
Yeah, and Mitchell Johnson's maybe 32. I'm not sure about that, but
no, he wouldn't be.
He's
I reckon he's
getting
30.
close to it. He's come back.
Anyway,
he played for Australia 5 years, and he was in the wilderness for a few years.
Well, just forget I just said that a minute ago. So it won't be that long. They won't be that long together because they're.
They're probably at their
peak. The next couple of years they'll be on top next couple. That's the main thing. Anyway.
Now, is Australia carrying any passengers, and who are they?
They did said carrying 3 passengers. Shane Watson, if he wasn't winning, he would be in that side. He should be out the side now. He's not doing it. He dropped a simple catch. I mean, he did drop. He got when he. I'm trying to think of who it was batting. It was fielding a leg slip. Instead of going for the ball, he's gone that far away from the ball. He's just not with it, and he can't bat and he can't bowl.
He's very stiff in his run up.
He's very lucky to be in the side. And Stephen Smith, he's not up to it.
They're talking about him being the next captain.
Who said that?
People.
What people in that house?
People in the know.
He's not good enough. I watched him bowling his leg spinners yesterday. He's just got no. And when he's out there batting, he might make one score every 10 innings, but he's not. He just doesn't look as though he should be there. Yeah. And the other fellow, Rogers, he made 72 the first innings, but he's a very, very boring batsman.
He's a bit boring, isn't he?
Too boring.
So you've got a few complaints there. But do you want to take the winning side?
They won't change the side. That's normal practice for Australian sides when they win. But
the only thing I think they may change is if the bowlers fail fitness tests, back-to-back test matches.
I think they might fake an injury that Watson's injured and then they'll drop him.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's not in their style, Australian selectors, when they're winning so easily, Colin. But Watson, he's just a passenger. And Smith, he just doesn't look as though he should be.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of raps on Smith. They like him. Inverarity loves him.
Well, who raps him?
Inverarity.
I've never heard anybody rap him.
Inverarity.
I know a fair bit about cricket. He's not a good cricketer, Colin.
Yeah, well,
no.
I reckon he'd be hanging around. That's my prediction.
Well, he might have a couple of relations on the selection committee.
Maybe.
That's about the only way of getting the game, because even when he's made a couple of 50s, but the last 3 innings when he gets out there, he's sort of looking around, he doesn't know whether he should be.
Looks young.
No, he's not good enough. Sorry, Stephen Smith, you're a good state player.
I reckon he goes. Well, I'm going to say right here, put it on record, that I reckon he's going to be hanging around and then he'll do fairly well.
Well, the only way to be hanging around is because he's got some very close relationship on the selection.
Okay, well that's your opinion. That's what the show's all about.
I've got a pretty good idea. The fellow can play cricket or play football, and he just doesn't look as though he should be out there. He can take a few good catches and slips. All
right, Barry, give us a few highlights from the game.
Well, one of the top highlights, of course, is Mitchell Johnson's first innings exhibition. But David Warner, I said before we come on air, Colin, I thought he looked pretty fit, but I heard him say yesterday he's lost 9 kilos on this. He's got his special trainer running on the beach, and he's a very good fieldsman too, David. When he never drops a catch.
That's a significant amount, 9 kilos.
That's a lot. That's 2 stone.
9 kilos is 20 pounds, which is about a stone and a half.
Well, only 2 stone. But he looks $1 million and 183 not out, and he just keeps. And he's the most attacking batsman. I was only thinking last night. There's 3 or 4. There's Matty Hayden, Adam Gilchrist, another fellow just skipped my mind.
You mean for Australia or worldwide?
For Australia. But he is the most attacking opening batsman in the world at the moment. Yeah. Better than that Indian fellow too.
That Seawag. A bit like him.
No, he's got more authority than Seawag. Matty Hayden, you remember Matty Hayden? Yeah. He used to intimidate the bowlers. Yeah. He used to walk down the pitch of the ball at 80 mile, 90 mile an hour. But that's what David Warner does, and he's a very good fieldsman.
And he's only a little bloke too. It's not like
He's 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, it's not like Matty Hayden.
And I've talked about highlights. Australia.
There we go.
We have not dropped one catch, and some of the catches we took the last couple of days. Nathan Lyon took one right on the boundary, about 3 feet from the boundary, right on the ground. Brilliant catch. Ryan Harris, brilliant catch. Another catch from Mitchell Johnson, diving on the ground. Any other fellas would have dropped. 3 brilliant catches. We haven't dropped a catch.
No. Unlike
the POMS haven't caught any. That Carberry.
They're like butter on their hands.
That catch that we dropped off Michael Clark, Carberry. He went for it, got it, dropped it, and he popped up, and he's going there, and he had a chance to get it. Second go.
Actually, when Carberry hit that, and Warner caught the ball, Carberry just smashed it off and it flew off the bat, and it was it was going to the boundary, and he not in the covers and mid-wicket or something like that, and he caught it. That Warner catch was spectacular.
Look, he's taken about 3 or 4. Really, I mean, not just simple catch, diving up there and bang over it. We're just playing. We've got 100% all round fielding, cricket, fielding, batting, and whatever. Looking
forward to Perth. What is your prediction for Perth, Barry?
Well, I reckon this could be a very quick. Could be a very
3 days.
If they happen to win the toss, I reckon they'll get in and make about 70. We'll get in and make about 400. Might be lucky to go 4 days. Because Johnson will.
I'm predicting right here, right now, 3.5 days.
And you're getting on my bandwagon commentator.
3.5 days.
If to say with the weather, the weather's.
Won't rain over there.
The weather's don't rain too much over there, does it? But if they get in first, they will be. They'll have all the helmets on, they'll have the headgear on, they'll have the Ned Kelly armour.
Even their space age helmets won't even help.
What about the stupid hat he's got on, that Carberry?
Yeah.
It's one of them bike riders you wear then.
Yeah. Space age.
No, I'm predicting no more than 4 days.
And like me about 3.5.
Now you're getting on the bandwagon.
Oh, well, we're just saying, we're lying.
Yeah, I know, it's fair enough. Take notice of it, that fellow knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, that'll be very interesting, and of course if they get in, they bat first, well, who knows what's going to happen. We might have a few, have the 3 or 4 ambulances standing by.
Alright, just talk briefly. I just wanted to let you and the viewers know about a New Zealand game. New Zealand were playing West Indies, and New Zealand scored 600 runs against the West Indies, and then they got West Indies out for 150, right? And so what would you do if you got West Indies out for 150, you got 600?
Send them in again.
Send them in again. They sent them in again, and they got a few wickets, but one of their players got over 200, and they eventually got a little bit of a lead.
When West Indies come again?
They made 500 runs, and so they were about 112 in front or something like that. And New Zealand came in and they lost a few wickets, right? But then they recovered, and they only needed 112 to win. And they got 77 for 4, right? And they had a session to go, and they went to tea, and it rained for the rest of the day. They needed 34 runs to win.
Draw.
And it rained. They had the whole session in a draw.
Draw.
So interesting game, but bit of luck.
The
great escape for the West Indies.
Who made all the runs for the first innings?
Taylor got 217.
He's good, but he's been around for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's now has the best average of any New Zealander of all time.
Is he?
Yeah, which is not that high.
Yeah, he'd be in his 30s. He'd be in mid-30s, wouldn't he?
No, he's only 30 years old.
Is he?
Only played 52 tests.
Fair effort.
Anyway, your Cheerios.
I always have Cheerios calling this little channel, and got a phone call from Noz. At one of the game we're going to have a reunion, which is another couple of months' time. And Pete Hasty gave me a call last week, and Long John will be there, and we're all looking forward to this reunion, Colin. I've seen one of these fellas for 40 years.
So this is
another one for 35.
Yeah.
And it's going to be. I'll be taking the camera down. I might even get Noz's wife to get the whole 4 of us talking, and it should be very interesting conversations, Colin.
Any other Cheerios?
Cheerios. My little darling Annie in the Philippines, her daughter Carla, who's she's recording her songs, as a matter of fact, and her friends Lloyda and Ariane, Bia, Jovan, Jimmy, and Marwan. Cheerio to all the Filipino people. Hope things are going alright up there, and Who else I got? Oh yes, I got a new viewer, Lynn from Lynn and her friends in Queensland. Cheerio to you, Lynn. I hope you enjoyed the video. She's been watching a few of our videos, Collins, new listener.
Oh, okay.
She said they're very good and very entertaining. So cheerio to you, Lynn. Hope you enjoy this one today.
Any of you? You said you're Filipino.
Filipino.
Yeah, and all that sort of stuff.
P8 and Sandy and Carlos, and they're having a bit of rough weather up there at the moment in Cairns, and
oh, it's a bit like our weather.
Monsoon
season.
Slow your house away and it comes back later. But apart from that, we've covered a bit of this great Australian victory. It's been well worth watching, Colin, and keep tuned next week for this coverage of the next test start.
Starts on Friday, so we should have a result by this time. This will be
Friday
right now. Be 3.5 days from the next Monday.
Well, that could be that's your prediction, 3.5 days. So that's all from today, and
goodbye from me.
See you next week. Bye bye.